If you found this video, there's a good chance you're asking yourself a question I hear almost every single day. Is now a good time to buy a home, or should I wait? And if you've been scrolling headlines, talking to friends, or Googling late at night, you've probably heard a lot of conflicting opinions. Some people will say to wait, and some people will say, buy now. Some say that the market is crashing, and others say you'll regret sitting on the sidelines. So today, I want to slow all of that down and talk through what's really happening in the Gwinnett County real estate market right now, what's changed, what hasn't, and how to think about this decision in a way that actually makes sense for your life. This is not a hype video, and it's not a doom and gloom video either. It's an honest, grounded look at the market from someone who does this every day. To be fair, this question didn't just come out of nowhere. Buyers are feeling stuck because they're juggling a few big things at the same time. Interest rates are higher than what people were used to a few years ago, and home prices didn't fall the way that many expected or really hoped. There seems to be a lot of homes on the market right now, and there's a lot of noise online with very little local context. So buyers end up frozen. They're waiting for a perfect moment that may or may not ever show up. The truth is, there is no universal right time to buy, but there is a right way to evaluate whether buying now makes sense for you in this specific market. Let's talk about what's happening on the ground in Gwinnett County, because this is where headlines often miss the mark. Metro Atlanta is not just one market, it's dozens of micro markets. Some neighborhoods are still moving quickly, and especially those well-priced homes in desirable school clusters, and others are sitting longer. We're seeing price reductions and giving buyers more room to negotiate. What I'm seeing right now is homes are taking longer to sell overall, and buyers are more selective and they're more thoughtful. And price reductions are more common than they were a few years ago. Sellers are having to work harder to attract attention. This is not the frenzy of the past, but it's also not a stalled market either. This is a normalized market. And for buyers, that shift matters. The question, is it a buyer's market or seller's market, is one of the most searched questions on the internet. And the honest answer is, it depends where you're looking and what your expectations are. But widely, it is feeling kind of like a buyer's market here around Atlanta. This is the most friendly buyer's market I've seen in my 10-year real estate career. But what does the data show? That it's balanced. We consider a balanced market to be a healthy middle where the supply of homes for sale roughly matches buyer demand. Typically, a balanced market is 4 to 6 months of inventory. A seller's market is less than 4 months. A buyer's market is more than 6 months. Now, for the month of December in 2025, in Gwinnett County specifically, we were sitting at 4 months of inventory. In November 2025, we were at 6. In fact, all of 2025, we saw an average of 4.3 months of inventory. That's not a seller's market. We are not seeing multiple offers and crazy contracts with appraisal waivers and no inspections, but we are seeing sellers who started off way too high with their asking price having to slash their home prices by $25,000, $50,000, and sometimes $100,000, depending on how misaligned their expectations were from reality. Buyers have leverage today, and contingencies are back, and negotiations are much more part of the conversation today than in years past. Let's talk about the elephant in the room: interest rates. Yes, rates are higher than what we saw during the ultra low years. We've all seen that, and that impacts monthly payments. But here's the part many people skip over. When rates were low, what did we see? Competition was intense, prices were climbing rapidly, buyers were waiving contractual protections, and emotions drove the decisions. So right now, competition is much less. Negotiation is amazing. Price growth is steady. Buyers can be more intentional and think through their decisions more carefully. Some buyers are choosing to buy now at today's rates, hoping they can refinance in the future or even use concessions from the sellers to buy their interest rate down today. The thought process is that they will avoid bidding wars at higher prices when rates do eventually drop. Others decide waiting makes more sense for their comfort level. Neither choice is wrong, but it's important to understand the trade-off, not just focus on one number. Buying in Gwinnett County right now makes sense for people who are planning to stay in their home for more than 5 years. Ideally, you also have stable income and savings, and you're buying for lifestyle reasons, not for the hope that you can flip this house in just a couple of years with a hot real estate market. And this is the right time if you're wanting more choices in your home buying search with a whole lot less pressure. If you're relocating, upsizing, or buying because your life has changed, timing the market perfectly is far less important than buying the right home in the right area. Now, on the flip side, waiting may be smarter if you're unsure about your job stability or you're really stretching yourself budget-wise to make the house payment. And if you think that you may be moving in the next 2 years or so, it may not be the right time to buy today. You should feel prepared and not pushed into this. This is something I talk through honestly with my buyers. My job isn't to push someone into the market. It's to help them decide if now is aligned with their goals. There are some factors that Gwinnett County specific buyers should consider. This is where my local knowledge really matters. In Gwinnett County, buyers should think about the school zone clusters and future rezoning and how that can impact future home values. Also, traffic patterns and your tolerance for it should absolutely be considered. This is definitely something you should explore. Another consideration is whether new construction or resale is a better fit for you. New construction homes are great. Builders are offering incredible incentives right now. You may also have to hold on to your home a little bit longer with new construction in order to be profitable on your sale. Future neighborhood development plans can also impact your home value. You should investigate this before you buy. I'm seeing buyers act differently in Gwinnett County right now. Buyers today are taking more time, they're asking better questions, negotiating repairs and pricing, and they're thinking long-term again. That's healthy. The market has shifted from urgency to intention, and that's a good thing for buyers who want to feel confident and not rushed. The question you should be asking instead of, is now a good time to buy, is, does buying in today's market support the goals I have for the next several years? When that answer is yes, the market details become manageable. When the answer is no, waiting is the right move. But for the sake of clarity, I will repeat myself. Today's real estate market is the friendliest buyer's market I've ever seen. My personal thoughts is that it won't last like this for too much longer. If you need to sell your home in order to buy the next one, this market is allowing that. If you're going to stay in the area for a significant period of time, I don't see why you wouldn't take advantage of your negotiation power today and buy a home as long as you feel comfortable with the payments. It's an opportunity to build equity. If you're thinking about buying a home in Gwinnett County and you're trying to time the market just perfectly, you just need a plan. That plan should be based on your finances, your lifestyle, the specific neighborhoods you're considering, and how this market actually behaves day to day. If you want help talking through that without pressure, I'd love to chat with you. You can reach out, leave a comment, or schedule a call. Even if buying is several months away, clarity now makes a huge difference later. Hey, will you do me a favor? If this video was helpful to you, make sure to like it, subscribe, and let me know what other local market questions you want answered next. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.